What's up, y'all? I like to say that I know it sounds boring, but I read the Quran. I do like push-ups with the Quran. I've been reading it for 6 years, maybe even more than that altogether. 32 years. 32 years. Anyway, listen to this. A long time ago, I have it with me. So, what I want to say, a story in the Quran. Abraham walks through the fire. Witches try to burn him that worship idols. And what else they have? When he gets old, he winds up having a kid. And the story of Babylon, where the two angels came down to teach people magic only because they were on trial from their Lord to see what people can do. God wanted to see what they can do if they try to use magic. It says they have no share in the hereafter, and including that if they do that, they will be that it's no good. It's against Allah. No good. No good. I forgot it was taken from me like a profession. So what else? Also story in the Quran where Moses beats this guy to death with his fist, and they like him. They kind of liked him for Israelite, and so they tell him to leave. His brother, no, not his brother. Somebody tells him to leave, and there's a hidden story. Hold on, so they tell him to leave, so he goes in the desert, and he finds, for people that don't know about the story of Moses in the Quran, he sees this women and they're trying to water their flock, and these men ain't letting them water it. So he takes his staff and beats their ass. Honestly, that was in the movie, but anyway, he helps the women water their flock. That's not what happened. He didn't beat 3 people with the staff, but he did beat somebody to death with his fist. And so parental discretion advised. So this guy has daughters, and he's old, and they're in, say, middle age, I guess. And he asks, this is where I get the inspiration to help people. He says, work for me 10 years, and I would work for me 8 years, and I would wed one of my daughters to you. One daughter to you, and if you complete 10, it will be a favor from me. So he has a child with this woman after he works for him. Then the family walks, and he sees a fire, and he said, chill, I'm gonna go see if I can get a burning brand from there. And then he was called from the fire. Moses, take off your shoes, for you are in the sacred valley of Tua. So he does that. And when the burning flame talked to him, he... Hold on, Chewie, you've been going out all day. I took you out like 15 times. 25 times. So, he winds up saying, I want you... He tells him, and that's when he gets the inspiration he says, unloosen my knot from my tongue, and bring Aaron with me, my brother. And Allah says, don't worry, for you will be safe. I will be with you. And he says, take hold of the staff. So he takes hold of the staff. He says, throw it. And he throws it, and it turns to a snake. And then Moses turns back running. And Allah said, have no fear, Moses, for I will return it back to its natural state, that I am Allah. And so he comes back to Allah, and he goes to Egypt, Now I'm gonna tell you some other stories. There's two stories. There's a story that's not in the Bible about Moses. Moses is with this kid, and they go to they go to catch their fish, and they miss it. On the Sabbath, they had their fish, and when there was no Sabbath, they had no fish. So he says, "I'm gonna go look for food," and he goes with this guy, and this guy says, "You can't come with me. If you come with me, you better not say anything to me about what I do." And Moses says, "Don't worry, if God willing, I won't say anything." And so to, he goes with him to, he goes with him and there's this boat and there's a kid on it. And he sinks the boat and the child dies and there's a ship coming. And he says, why did you sink that boat? And why are you gonna kill that kid? I'm sure he has a family. And he said, I told you, don't speak to me about anything that I do until we get to the location. So next thing you know, he goes somewhere, and what else? I forgot. They did two other things. Um, oh shoot, the boat he scuttled it. I'm gonna have to read that in the Quran. The cave. Um, the cave. I think it's the cave. Yeah, the cave in the Quran. Well, anyway, I'm not gonna tell you the rest of it. I'm gonna tell you some of it. Anyway, he winds up at this place and he builds a wall. The guy that's with Moses, and he asks the people for food, and they didn't give him none. And Moses was like, "How come? How come?" No, he didn't ask the people for food, and they were hungry, and he put up a wall, and he did it for free. And Moses says, "For surely you could have asked them for food, for For they, for Moses says, for surely you could have asked them for food for building the wall." And he said, this is the end between me and you. Now I'll tell you the things of what I did and why I did it. He said there was a king on a ship, and they were going to slaughter that kid's family. So I killed the kid because I didn't want their family to grieve. And it would have been more harmful, his death, if they would have caught him. They would have used him as a slave for the rest of his life. So something like that. I'm not sure about the slave, but that's what happened. He said. So there's this other story when Moses goes to Pharaoh and he shows them one of his signs, one of the plagues, and Pharaoh said, "I'm gonna kill Moses right now. Forget about Allah." And so this guy that lives in his room says, "Why are you going to kill him? Simply because he believes in Allah? What if he's telling the truth?" he says to Pharaoh. And he says, "If he's telling the truth, then the sin of your crime will 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 come down on you if he's telling the truth." So Pharaoh doesn't kill him because that guy told him that. And there's another story, the story about Mary and Jesus. Zechariah was, no, Imran. The family of Imran is the family of Mary. The family of Imran were her parents, um, Zechariah, Zechariah was I think the father, I believe. I'm gonna have to get this all again. Lucky I'm practicing this, but I'm on the phone. So, and then, on Mary and John, I think John was Mary's husband in the Quran. And so Zechariah goes to Mary, "Hey Mary," to her chamber and says, "What is all this stuff you got? Where'd you get it from?" And Mary says, "Oh, for it is from Allah, for He provides for those who worship Him." And so you hear that? And he said, "Wow." And he was like, tell Allah to give me some stuff. So, no, but that's not what he said, but I bet you he said that. He said, marry. And so she went on getting stuff, and then when she was pregnant, she went to a palm tree, and an angel came to her as a man in all respects. And the angel says to Mary, oh, Mary, I just want you to know this story before anything, if anything. He says, oh, Mary, for what? Mary says, oh, I'm in pain. I'm in so much pain. I can't bear it. Why did you curse me? And the angel says, Mary, there is, she goes by the palm tree and says that, and the angel says to Mary, oh no, Allah comes to Mary after that, before the angel came. And Allah says, Mary, like that, talks to her heart. Like if no one's there, not even in the mirror. Like somebody's talking in the mirror to somebody else. And he says, Mary, for there's water underneath there's a river. Strike your foot in the sand. There's a river beneath you, a rivulet. And shake the tree, and fresh ripe dates will fall off the tree so you can feed yourself. So she does that, and she has the baby. She brings the baby back home, and the baby, as a baby, Jesus spoke. As a baby spoke like how I'm talking right now. So he says, so they go back. I'm not going to tell you the story. I don't want to tell you the end of that story. So, basically, Jesus talks to the people as a baby. It says, I am a servant of Allah. Allah gave me the gift to speak, and so on and so on and so on. And anyway, her husband was like, what is this? He said like this. He said, for what is this, art thou? For your mom wasn't a woman unchaste, and your dad wasn't a whatever. And she goes, Allah gave it to me, for he provides for those. And he goes, Allah, Allah. So, then Allah talks to him and says, like in his heart, like, nah, just kidding, that's a joke. No, but he says, what does he say? He says, for it is true, I am Allah, that is Mary, and that's her son Jesus. Like that. But Allah wasn't a person. I mean, it's cool. It's a good joke. So Abraham, you know what Abraham did in one of the stories? Abraham Abraham said to these people that were worshiping idols by himself, he did it. And he said, I worship idols, oh, idols. So, it's I'm throwing a little comedy in it, but not really, not trying, but I'm just doing it. They go, okay, you're with us. Yes, he worships idols, he's with us. No, but what happened was, he was worshiping, he said, alright, this guy can be with us. We worship idols. So when they leave, Abraham breaks all the idols, smashes them. Blah, 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 blah. And then I hope I don't get cursed for this. So the people come back and go, they go, what is this you did to our gods? And Abraham left one idol there, the biggest one. And Abraham says, he did it, the big idol. And they say, what? They say, how can this idol do this? They said, how can this idol do this? Idols don't talk. And then Abraham says, do you worship that which neither sees or hears, or can harm you or benefit you? And so they take him and they say, burn him, like witches. they're gonna burn him for that. And Allah goes in front of, like, a big storm came, and Allah was like, fire be cool for Abraham. So Abraham, and the ropes, and he says, ropes, untie. And the ropes go off of him, and the fire's raging on him, and he walks right through the fire. And the people were so stumped that they let him go. And so that's what happened. And then one time, the story, that's the same story in the Bible. The kid, I believe it was Ishmael, and that's the same story. It's not the same book. This is official. So if you didn't read the Bible, you can't say anything about it, really. You can say whatever you want, what you believe. How are you gonna believe in the blood of Christ you'll be saved? Shit, in the blood of Christ you'll be saved? What type of shit is that? They change the Bible over and over, trying to make it as official as they can. Maybe one day somebody will write something like this, but nobody can write anything like this in this book. And they got so many Qurans. And the angels, it says in the Quran, the angels protect the Quran and the literature in the book. They preserve it. And they explain it in antonyms, synonyms. The Bible, they change the whole concept. Like, some Bibles say the Trinity, some Bibles don't. And then they got so many Bibles. They got the Catholic Bible, the Pentecostal Bible, I guess. They got, and then the Old Testament, the Jews read, and the New Testament the Christians read. I don't understand it. Somebody reads both. I read it 25 times, and all I could think about is them words that were supposedly Hebrew. I think about them words. Excuse me. I'm just a little hysterical because I was really damaged, and I couldn't get. I was sick. No, I'm fed. Chilling. I smoke. Chill. Excuse me. So another story in the Quran: Thamud, Ad, and Shuaib. These three I keep forgetting. One of them, Thamud, Ad, or Shuaib, Allah says, send the message to the people, because all the people go bad. So he destroys towns for these three people in three different ways. One, a rain, a shower of stones. The other one, a tornado. Another one, an earthquake. And then another one, anyway. So that's, and it's very good. I like it. I just keep getting the words mixed up. And I did alright. I think you will enjoy it. If you want to step, I don't want to tell you that, oh yeah, this and that, but the Quran is also, like, to me, is like the Holy Kwanzaa. The Quran. It's the Quran, though. It's Kwanzaa. And and I love this book. And I just want to say that I love Allah. I love God. I got a Quran that says God instead of Allah. And it's more, if you read a Quran that says God instead of Allah, and you check it and study it and defer the book. If you want to read the Bible, go ahead. I don't mind. I mean, if you want, it's okay. Shoot. Sometimes I watch horror movies. Not really, but I don't have, I don't have, I'm oppressed. But I'm doing it for the right reason. Medication and stuff like that. But I pray, and I pray most of the time. A lot of this book is prophecy and revelation, and it's knowledge, and it talks about Gabriel and Michael. Gabriel is in the first heaven, and it says that Gabriel is a giant, And Michael, it says anyone messes with Gabriel, Michael, or his prophets, or his people that study and read the book, then they're an enemy to him. Whoever messes with these people and warners, and sometimes my prayer is, I wish he was around with me all the time, but sometimes my prayer is so that he can come to me last. It's all right, you know. Handle all the people that are in line, and help them out, and you can come to me last. And well, I was born in 1985. I've been a hectic life. My mom taught me to believe in God. She was Catholic, and so I did believe in God when I was growing up. And when I figured out that God's love is free, I said, I will never betray him no matter what. One time he came up to me and said, "Oh, I'm Zeus, and I'm this, and I'm that. Come on, follow me." I said, "You are?" I said, "Why do I feel bad then?" And he was like, come on, we'll have a drink. The devil. And so I go to the bar, and I didn't go in. I said, "Fuck this, he ain't him." But I'm sorry, excuse me, what if it was? Nah. He could be, but so I was really messed up about that, how I was feeling. And so I got this name from him. Zeus, Jesus, Isa, Christ, right? I want to change my name to that on my ID. I want to change it, but they probably won't let me change it. Saturninian Caesar Figueroa the third. It's not like I'm gonna forget that. So I got this name Aguilar, You've something. Aguilar, Abdullah, Aguilar. I just want to say that probably he's gonna be an angel. He's gonna enjoy the best things in life. And how I feel, how do I feel? I feel like I wish I could have an obligation, you know. And I wouldn't want to leave anyone left out. But what else is in the Quran is the story of Joseph. Um, it's a good story. It's about Egypt and how he becomes a king. And he was a slave, and his brothers abandoned him, left him in a well. And then he got picked up by a caravan of travelers, and they sold him for a few dire hams. And he was a slave, and then this woman tried to mess with him when he grew older, and he said jail, if it wasn't for the signs of Allah, he would have clinged to her. But that's one of the stories, and there's more about that if you want to read it. Like I said, most of it is prophecy, but it will let you know through the whole story. It's in sections. And what else is in there? It says in the book, The Bees, it talks about, now, I don't remember exactly what books, but the table spread talks about food that you can and not eat. It says dead meat, no good. It says what you can and not eat, and it's got the zodiac in there. Like salmon, turkey, roast beef, sausages, certain sausages, and what animals these come from. It's like salmon to the whales that he made for us. But it's not all food. Like animals of chase are forbidden, like dogs, right? So, and then there's the white snake. Be careful, ladies, from that white snake. Eat it. Don't inject it and have fun. That's why you look so messed up. But it's alright. I don't mind what they do to her. Those they become, when I see them, I'm like, damn, you looked so fine. What messed you up? Oh, I took the white snake. You took the white snake. I shouldn't have said it, because now everybody's gonna want to get the white snake injected into their fucking excuse my language. But it's no good. It'll make you you know, and you should try again. Don't worry. I'm not really. I would say, I don't know what it went up to. This personal, but it's personal. But so anyway, and I don't want to say nothing because I don't want Roadrunner to come and chase me. You know, oh, it's not a white snake. I was bothering it. Oh shit. Now anyway, um, I guess they couldn't find nothing big, and so all I gotta say is, not me, but I read the Quran. That's another reason they should read the Quran. I did it for 6 years, morning to night, and not just for that, but it was similar. But I said I would do it without it. I checked my prayers. I said, Allah, I want to be. When He came and asked for a miracle, my first miracle was to never get tired of the book. But not when I was 5, 6, or 7. I was like, I want to be good.